Welcome to your Inspirational Astrology Horoscope for Thursday, June 12th, 2014. I am astrologer David Palmer, the Leo King, here to illuminate the collective consciousness. Check out leokingevents.com to join us in Sedona. We're about a month away. Make sure you register at the website. And we are on the buildup of a full moon, which is going to happen late tonight, depending on where you are. If you're on the West Coast, the full moon's happening today. If you're on the East Coast, it's happening tomorrow around midnight, 1 in the morning. So a big full moon in Sagittarius here. And we have a lot to talk about because in the middle of this full moon and this energy that's intense and all these shifting energies, because what is Sagittarius and Gemini? Oh, it's shifting gears. It's shifting perception. It's shifting the mind. It's shifting the beliefs. It's like all over the place. It's the sign of the traveler. It's the sign of the twins. Have you ever hung out with a crazy Gemini or a really powerful Sagittarius? It's all over the place. So the energy is really peaking as we could take all these doors. But in the middle of this full moon, we have Saturn opposing Venus, which is dealing with, well, both signs represent Earth. So Venus and Taurus is representing this manifesting in our worth. And, you know, are we manifesting the right things? This also is the planet of relationships. Big decisions to be made as Saturn is opposing this in Scorpio. Really intense, getting to the truth, wanting commitments. And then on top of all that, we've got Mars squaring Pluto, this intense action to make moves, to take action, to go, to make commitments. Extreme energy. The energy is peak today. If you want to be honest, this is one of those days where it's like, holy cow, we got so much going on. Really exciting, kind of a karmic day as well. So a lot of karma around today, lots of situations to be faced with, questions that are coming up, belief structures that have to be met, optimism, hope, doors that need to open here, commitments that need to be made, decisions that need to be made. Really intense, really heightened, not easy though. Mars in Libra is not easy to make a decision. Remember, Libra is not the best sign for making decisions, especially when you add Mars to the table, because it wants to do the right thing. And sometimes with Pluto, it's all about the truthful thing. So this big square brings, you know, is it right or is it what we should be doing? Is it, so sometimes the right thing is the wrong thing, right? Because maybe it doesn't get us to where we need to go. Sometimes the wrong thing is the right thing. I mean, I don't know, we can go into total belief structures for hours, and kind of that's what makes it difficult, is there's this full moon in personal belief. Oh my gosh, I feel that life should be this way. I feel I need to go down this road. I feel that it should be this way. But the Sun in Gemini needs to look at the facts. It's time to look at the facts. It's time to get all the facts. This could be a day where you fact gather. Okay, how are you feeling about this? What are you doing with this? Are we going to do this? Are we going to do that? Are we not? Are we not? Are we not? All that stuff is coming up really intensely right now. Relationship energy, especially as Venus is opposing Saturn, there's this need to know in deciding maybe a path, what projects are happening, a manifesting energy. Saturn in Scorpio wants to get to the bottom and get to the truth, so there's a lot around this deep truth as well. But this full moon really is also making a square over to Chiron. So, you know, I think part of this is, what are the signs? You know, maybe we need to point our arrows and we need to point our mind in a direction that feels like Spirit's guiding it in a certain way. If you're trying to aim in directions that feel like Spirit isn't backing it and going all off your intellectual self and going all off just your belief structure, and it's not feeling like God is supporting that path, then I think then there could be a really hard difficulty. On top of all that, this is about owning your worth. Maybe it's a hard decision where you got to say, you know what, this is what I'm worth and I'm sticking to this. That's my truth. We got to be responsible for what we've manifested, as everything kind of is at a culmination point today. And whatever you're dealt with, there's a responsibility that must be dealt with it all. And this can also be a very karmic moment, as far as destiny brought you to these meetings today. Destiny brought you to these relationships. Destiny brought you to these decisions. Destiny brought you to all of these things. So it's really exciting. I mean, when you have a full moon in Sag, woo, it's definitely popping the options all over the place. It's like a bunch of like Pringles popping. Pop, 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 pop. Oh my gosh, what flavor do I want? It's like 31 flavors, but you know, there is definitely one we have to pick, and it's not easy to pick. Not easy to pick. it's not easy to just keep floating it by or throwing things into purgatory. Mercury, yes, is retrograde, but this is definitely a very odd Mercury retrograde, one where we have been reviewing quite a lot of the actions in our life. We have been reviewing so much, and yes, it is next month when we come out of this extreme portal that we've been in for this whole entire year. But this is definitely one of those days to look at your beliefs, to look at your mind, and to know which direction to take, to understand more of what road to take, and to own your worth, and to own your truth, and to maybe not waste so much out, but to start to make some actions that are the best for your destiny. What does the card of the full moon say? Oh, it's the Page of Wands reversed. So it's about lighting up your heart and not forgetting that maybe we need to walk towards what makes us happy. And that is the secret of Jupiter coming into Leo soon. All this Leo energy, which is going to hit our lives, is if we pick roads that aren't the best for our heart, when our heart comes in, it might be unhappy with what we make decisions on in our life now if it's not from what will make us happy, what is part of our worth, what is part of our truth. And this goes in everything: relationships, projects, life, locations, everywhere. There's a big cardinal cross that has happened in our lives. Mars is getting close to this position of where it was, and it's going to highlight so much of this. And this is all leading towards some big events that are going to come here next week, when we have the Sun and Mercury conjunction, and it's all going to highlight where the Sun-Jupiter conjunction happened. And I'm going to do a special video soon here about how the Sun and Jupiter are not going to conjunct in Cancer. So I was about to say if you're a Cancer, sorry, but really it's just the Cancer energy. For some reason, the universe isn't going to do a Sun-Jupiter. And I know this might sound like an extreme or advanced astrology, but what it means is we are not going to highlight and understand truly the expansion of these feelings in maybe the way we all thought we were. And I think that's a little weird. It's going to be 24 years that we don't have Sun and Jupiter in Cancer together conjunct. The Sun and Jupiter are going to conjunct in Leo around that 0-1 degree where David Palmer was born. So there's definitely a lot around love that the universe wants us to focus on. And I think we're starting to understand what kind of destiny we need to root in today. Check out my website, inclusiveastrology.com. If you have any questions, or if you have a one-on-one reading, or if you want a one-on-one reading, thank you so much for all of your support, and I will see you guys for the big weekend forecast tomorrow.